Shot too strong there from Olsen.
So last night, Sophie Cunningham actually responded to, the Kiki area fan takedown.
The arena went silent for a moment when Mystics rookie Kiki Arifin shoved veteran Sophie Cunningham to the floor during what should have been a routine preseason game. What happened next shocked everyone. This wasn't just a momentary flare-up. It was the spark that ignited a firestorm, spilling from the court to social media and instantly redefining a rivalry. Was that rookie shove a sign of intense competitiveness or just plain disrespect? Before we break it all down, comment Rookie Rumble below with your initial take.
Yeah, this was the response. I'm just a girl, but I only play WWE with my sister, so chill. And obviously while posting a clip of that.
The incident itself was as shocking as it was sudden. In that supposedly calm preseason matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Washington Mystics, Kiki Arifin committed an act that left onlookers stunned. With no apparent basketball-related reason, Arifin forcefully shoved Sophie Cunningham, sending her sprawling to the hardwood. This wasn't a battle for position or a screen gone wrong. It was a deliberate, aggressive push, an undeniable statement in a game that typically serves as a warm-up for the real battles ahead. The move was so out of place, so disconnected from the flow of play that it immediately signaled this was more than just aggressive basketball.
And that's Kiki Arifin, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done. I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA. It is. A ton of reaction. The smiles afterward, let's get negative.
Sophie Cunningham, a player known for her tenacity, didn't stay down for long. She sprang back to her feet, her face a mask of fury, and confronted Arifin directly. What she said was so intense, so fiery that the broadcast had to censor her words, but her meaning was crystal clear. A line had been crossed. "You don't mother effing do that," she seethed, the raw anger palpable even through the bleeps. The disrespect of a rookie so brazenly challenging a seasoned pro was astounding. Before things could escalate further physically, veteran teammate Dewana Bonner was immediately in the fray, standing by Cunningham, a clear signal of the Fever's solidarity. Disrespect one and you face the entire unit. Yet amidst this brewing turmoil, Kiki Arifin's reaction was perhaps the most perplexing and inflammatory. She was seen smiling. This wasn't the look of someone caught up in competitive intensity, it was a smirk that many interpreted as deliberate provocation, a sign that she was perhaps relishing the chaos she had created, or worse, didn't understand the gravity of disrespecting a veteran in such a manner.
I think she's probably thinking, you know what, let's get the heat off our number 22. When these other teams last year, when they were trying to punk Caitlin, you know what, let's piss off these players enough that instead of them trying to go off Caitlin, get her off her game, they go for me. And that's one of the things with Sophie Cunningham, with those type of players, that people don't realize just how important that they are, and just how big they can be for a team. And you can see again in the response, like, she's posting the video. If she didn't want to smoke, she would not be posting anything.
The on-court fireworks were intense, but the drama was far from over. Hours later, just when the initial shock might have started to subside, Sophie Cunningham took the battle to a new arena: social media. Instead of an angry tirade or a formal complaint, she dropped a message on her Instagram story that was both disarmingly casual and devastatingly effective. Alongside a clip of the incident, she wrote, "I'm just a girl and I only play WWE with my sister, so chill." This response was a masterstroke of calculated coolness. It was dismissive, framing Arifin's aggression as mere theatrics, like something out of a staged wrestling match. By comparing the shove to WWE, Sophie subtly mocked its legitimacy, implying it was all show and no substance, effectively turning Arifin's attempt at intimidation into a moment of public ridicule, all while maintaining an air of being completely unbothered.
Yelling while Kiki's laughing in her face. Never seen a rook have a vet so rattled. Yeah, let's celebrate violence. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
But Sophie's "so chill" comment carried an even deeper unspoken weight that few knew at the time. It soon came to light that Sophie Cunningham isn't just a tough basketball player, she earned a black belt in Taekwondo at the incredibly young age of 6. This revelation casts her calm, almost humorous Instagram post in an entirely new light. It wasn't just a clever dismissal, it was the controlled response of someone with years of martial arts discipline. The rookie, Kiki Arafin, hadn't just picked a fight with a WNBA veteran, she had unknowingly provoked someone trained in actual combat since childhood. Sophie's message, "So chill," suddenly transformed from casual brush-off to a veiled warning, the kind of restraint shown by a martial artist who knows they could escalate, but chooses not to because the provocation isn't worth the true effort. It subtly communicated, "I can handle this, but you're not on that level."
It's going to lead to a heated rivalry game. It's going to be leading to that on the 28th of May. We are still in the month of May. We get to watch these two.
Beyond the personal slight and the impressive clapback, a more strategic narrative began to emerge. Was Sophie Cunningham's readiness to absorb this confrontation, even to amplify it with her response, part of a larger team dynamic? With the arrival of rookie phenom Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever knew their young superstar would be a target. Opponents often try to physically intimidate and rattle high-profile rookies. Speculation grew that Sophie, the seasoned veteran, was consciously stepping into the role of the team's enforcer, a lightning rod to draw aggression away from Clark. By becoming the focus of this beef, by positioning herself as the one willing to engage in these skirmishes, she was effectively saying to the league, "If you want to play rough with the Fever, you come through me first." It's a classic veteran move, protecting the team's most valuable assets by taking the heat herself, a shield for the rising star. Last season, the Mystics had already shown a tendency to go after Clark with physical plays, and Sophie seemed determined to declare that such tactics would meet fierce resistance.
I guess. But we can say this. I told you guys, Sophie Cunningham was going to be something for this team. She showed it today. And it's amazing. You go in and ball out against these chicks in the WNBA, they get mad and they get their feelings hurt. They get butt hurt. And so instead of turning to basketball and defense, nah.
Talk is one thing, but backing it up on the court is where true respect is earned. And Sophie Cunningham delivered an emphatic statement in their next encounter. Though this fire was lit in pre-season, her performance spoke volumes. She didn't just win the social media battle, she dominated on the scoreboard. In the game following the initial incident, she poured in 21 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and dished out 2 assists against the very same Mystics. This wasn't just a good game, it was a direct answer, a powerful demonstration that she could handle the pressure and channel the aggression into peak performance. Her coach, Stephanie White, recognized this invaluable contribution, praising not just Sophie's scoring, but her overall toughness and her role as an X-factor. White highlighted how Sophie's energy, her communication, and her sheer competitiveness elevate everyone around her. She makes her presence felt whether she's on the court or leading from the sideline, transforming the team's intensity. When the Fever found themselves down early, it was Sophie who entered and shifted the entire dynamic.
She earned a black belt in Taekwondo at 6 years old. You can earn a black belt at 6 years old? I mean, fair.
This singular, explosive incident has done more than just create a personal feud. It has forged a fierce, must-watch rivalry between the Indiana Fever and the Washington Mystics. What might have been a standard regular season game on May 28th has now been circled on every WNBA fan's calendar, imbued with intense anticipation. Everyone will be watching to see what unfolds when Sophie Cunningham and Kiki Arafin share the court again. Will the animosity boil over? Will new tactics emerge? This is the kind of drama that captivates audiences, the personal narratives and intense conflicts that elevate sport into compelling theater. The WNBA is buzzing, and this storyline is a significant part of that energy, showcasing the personalities that make the league so engaging.
Look, so the more people are trying to fight Sophie Cunningham, the better Sophie Cunningham is going to play. And you can tell with everything on social media, like, people are saying almost she was more Rodman, like instigator, than she is like enforcer. That's fine.
What Sophie Cunningham demonstrated goes far beyond a single game or a witty Instagram post. It's an embodiment of the unwritten code that governs professional sports, a lesson in veteran wisdom. There's a hierarchy, a system of earning respect through years of hard work, sacrifice, and consistent performance. Rookies are expected to understand this, to show deference while proving their own worth. Arafin's shove wasn't just a physical act, it was a breach of this code. Sophie's multifaceted response, the immediate on-court fury, the calculated cool of her social media clapback, and ultimately her dominant performance served as a powerful corrective. It was a public lesson in how veterans command respect and how they handle challenges, not by stooping to a lower level, but by outmaneuvering and outperforming. She essentially told the rookie and anyone else watching that true toughness isn't about reckless aggression, but about resilience, intelligence, and letting your game do the loudest talking. This wasn't just about retribution, it was about upholding standards.
Because Bonner, and Sophie herself are not going to tolerate that. That was the entire premise. That they're not going to tolerate some of the stuff that.
But listen, the Mystics had a ton of picks in the WNBA draft. They got a lot of high picks. They got Kiki Iriafen. They got Sonia Citron. She started today, Sonia Citron, and Sonia Citron looked good. There were a few things where I was like, okay, she's just getting her feet wet. She's still getting her footing in the WNBA. But overall, she was solid, like impressive.
This entire saga, from the initial shove to the ensuing fallout, does more than just highlight a burgeoning rivalry. It showcases how individual personalities and compelling narratives are igniting unprecedented interest in the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham isn't just playing basketball, she's crafting a persona, a story of a fierce competitor with hidden depths and a sharp wit. In an era where athlete branding and storytelling are paramount, she has masterfully turned a moment of conflict into a platform that elevates her own status and, by extension, the intrigue surrounding her team in the league. Fans are drawn to these authentic displays of passion, strategic thinking, and resilience. It's these human elements, these complex characters, and their unfolding dramas that transform games into unmissable events. As the WNBA continues its meteoric rise, it's players like Sophie who embrace the spotlight and bring their full selves to the arena that will fuel its journey, proving that the stories beyond the baseline are just as captivating as the action on the court.
Cue Sophie Cunningham. She came away with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. She was the difference maker to their comeback starting in the second quarter.
From a shocking shove in a preseason game to a calculated social media takedown, the revelation of a hidden martial arts prowess, a stunning on-court declaration, and a masterclass in veteran conduct, Sophie Cunningham has navigated this firestorm with remarkable acuity. She didn't just react to disrespect, she seized control of the narrative, turning a moment of blatant provocation into a multi-layered display of veteran intelligence, resilience, and strategic thinking. She embraced the role of the fiery competitor, perhaps even the team protector, and backed it up with undeniable skill, all while contributing to the larger, captivating story of the league itself. Sophie Cunningham played chess while everyone else was playing checkers, right? If you think her response was legendary, smash that comment button with Sophie plays 4DE. One thing is certain, when these two teams meet, the echoes of that infamous push will be impossible to ignore. What other shocking developments lie in wait as this rivalry continues to unfold?